Hi, good evening. Everybody, I'm going to tell you right now about the most cynical political ploy that I've seen yet in Malaysia. And it's fascinating. It's going on right now. Share it with you. So, former youth minister and handsome man Syed Saddiq, our member of parliament for Muar in my home state of Johor, uh, insists that Malaysia's glove makers pay a windfall tax of 4.8 billion ringgit, citing Top Glove, which is the world's biggest maker of rubber gloves, their COVID-19 cluster as justification. So that sounds outrageous. Um, when you talk about, you know, putting the blame on the company, saying, "Hey, you were meant to make all this PPE, but you did such a terrible job that you created a COVID cluster right in your backyard. We're going to punish you." What exactly does that? What is supposed to be the lesson behind that? What is the message that's supposed to be shared? Because I'm pretty sure that it wasn't intentional. Like, no company goes out thinking that I'm going to create a COVID cluster so that uh, I can somehow have some benefit. No, of course, nobody wants that, right? Doesn't make any sense. But when it happens, what do we do? Do we punish them? Like, is that reasonable? So maybe you might say, okay, well, maybe they were negligent. Maybe, I mean, perhaps, but you have to really make the case, right? Is that true? Do we know? Because I think it was just announced that there was this cluster a day ago, less than a day ago. Here's the statement from Syed Saddiq about this from his Twitter account. Today, there are 1,067 positive cases of COVID-19 from one company that is Top Glove. This company has a problematic record involving the welfare of its workers. Uh, if we're talking about the middle of the year, Top Glove has been fined up to 116 million ringgit or 40 million US dollars for failing to take care of their worker welfare, forced labor, overtime, withheld pay, and withholding their worker passports. Top Glove has been fined and found to be in the wrong. And today they have failed because they didn't protect the health of their workers. This cluster has been around since the 2nd of November, but the factory was not closed. And that's why I feel great sympathy. No, I have no sympathy for these big companies. They, earn great profits, and when the COVID is spreading now in Malaysia, they have attained market caps as large as some $1 billion, 77. So that is why he wants them to pay a windfall tax. So the rest of that's just more of the same. So that to me sounds really, really, really weird, because the company is successful because they work hard and they do a good job and they provide a service that's really important. And what is the lesson here that we're sharing with the youth? So Syed Saddiq's branding is to be youth focused. He has his own party called Muda, focused on the youth. And what are the youth meant to take away? That if I am successful inside Saddiq's Malaysia, I will have to pay a massive windfall tax because of my success. If I slip up, or if it's not even my fault at all, like there's just a pandemic going around and it just happened to hit my worker dorms, I will be blamed for that because that is what he is doing. How is that acceptable? And maybe you think, oh, well, maybe he doesn't really know it. Well, that's not very satisfactory. Here's another tweet from him. It says, the Dewan Rakyat, has is in session for half a day because of COVID. Sports are closed because of COVID. Mosques and universities are closed, but the Teratai cluster, which is the Top Glove one, which has been around since 7th November, has only just led to the closure of the factory, with 2,524 cases from the company. Why is there a difference in SOP? So this, I think, is an excellent example to illustrate the point. Why is there a difference in SOP? Well, the obvious thing, which already commenters leave here, His commenters, by the way, is Top Glove even an essential sector? Unfortunately, it is. Yes, it is. And it's not unfortunate at all. It's great because there's a Malaysian company that's doing really well in the world because, it is unique times. And they are doing an admirable job of, I guess, fulfilling the demand because I haven't heard of a shortage of PPE anymore. Have you? So I haven't heard of a shortage of PPE in Malaysia now anymore either after an initial ramp up period, right? So this should be celebrated. And if they are truly essential, as it is obviously the case, why is it a problem? Shouldn't they be allowed to continue, even if there are some cases? Because if they don't, what is the outcome of that? Not only will Malaysia, have some shortage of PPE, maybe that will also affect other countries. So surely there's no question here that even if Top Glove had some problems with COVID-19 cases, that we ought to, as a society, as a country, find a way for them to continue so they can help the rest of the world and they can help Malaysia. So is Syed Saddiq, does he not understand how the world works? Because that would be terrible. Or he understands that certain industries would have different SOP, but he chooses to exploit it cynically for political gain. That might be worse. And I don't see any other options on the table, but if you can think of any, please leave it in comments. I will read it and I'll respond. So, but maybe, maybe Top Glove is really terrible, right? So I went to take a look at Top Glove Twitter account, and I fully recognize that this is a corporate Twitter account, and everything they do will be about promoting their company, putting their company in best possible light. Fully understand. I'm not under any illusions here. I just want to get a sense of what, this company is about. Some companies are very focused on their people. Some companies are very focused on their brand, their product. If you look at the McDonald's Twitter account, it will be totally different from the Top Glove Twitter account. But let's see what Top Glove talk about. Top Glove is working closely with relevant authorities with regards to our factories in Meru Klang, as well as screening of our workforce. We remain committed to ensuring the safety of our employees and the communities we operate in. All right, fair enough. Very neutral. What is this double honor? Oh, Top Glove has been included on the Dow Jones Sustainability Indices for the second year running, and is the only Malaysian company on the 2020 Dow Jones Sustainability Index. That's pretty good, right? It's a clear signal that this is a company that cares about sustainability, at the very least. Is there anything else? Here we are. Our senior management joined our volunteers to continue supporting our colleagues in Meru Klang with delivery of free food and essentials 3 times daily. Looks good to me. I mean, they're obviously posing for a photo op here, and they may not actually wear the PPE everywhere they go, but they're doing it. It's a company that cares enough to at least go through the motions to take these photos to make sure that these things are done, right? So, to me, this looks pretty good. Look at this. So this is pretty consistent. They didn't do it just as a one-off. It seems to be quite consistent that actually done these things to deliver meals. So I don't really have a complaint here. And moreover, look here. Malaysia's major medical glove companies commit $97 million to help fight COVID-19. Let's look into it. Malaysia's glove giants will contribute 400 million ringgit towards government efforts to purchase COVID-19 vaccines and PPE, Finance Minister Tengku Zafrul said. Let's see. The funds will be used to partially cover the cost of the COVID-19 vaccine as well as expenses for health equipment. And the world's largest glove maker, Top Glove, said it would contribute 185 million ringgit. Are there any strings attached? Is this a tax of some sort? No, apparently it's just something that the companies decided to do. Of course, certainly, I would expect that Tengku Zafrul or someone in the government senior position, when they talk to these companies, ask them, would you like to contribute? Can you do something for Malaysia? And they responded positively, and he stepped up to the plate. I believe, they're within their right to say, we made our money fair and square. It is our job to answer to our shareholders, work really hard and give the highest quality product, and that's what we're going to do. But it seems to me consistent, with the company's brand and identity. They deliver meals to their workers, and they contributed 185, nearly 200 million ringgit to helping their country. And I do not find fault with that. So you see, taking it all right back to the beginning, this is a fascinating story. And I just came about this evening. I noticed it this evening, but it was so intriguing. I had to do a video right now to talk about it. And I hope you can see that, wow, the initial tweet, the story was so, incendiary. It's so triggering. You feel like this is terrible. Big companies bullying people, taking advantage of people. And this is a story that we know very well. But in this case, it looks like it was some kind of cynical political ploy. And it was so transparent and so easy to pierce through that it is kind of embarrassing. And I feel a bit embarrassed on behalf of Syed Saddiq. And I think that he's trying really hard to surface issues that people care about, but I don't agree with the way he's going about it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I hope this gave you food for thought. Thank you for watching. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.